My friends, what is going on? It has been an awesome week, and I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but my goodness, this collegiate flawless has been so fun to open. You can see my stuff in the background there. Getting some UK engraved cases has been incredible. I mean, I can just eat this stuff up all day. But it was funny because I was thinking about what I want to talk about in my next YouTube, and this is pretty perfect timing because when I was opening this stuff, I was talking with people, and I was like, man, can you imagine if like you're a Giants fan or a Patriots fan or a Braves fan, and you get a box of Flawless, and just from the looking at the cover of the box, you know every single card in that box is the Patriots or the Atlanta Braves or the Yankees. Like that is why I was so excited on the videos you saw and the different things. I was just absolutely over the moon. And it got me thinking though, it was like, I love the hashtag and I love clicking on it every once in a while and seeing, the who do you collect? Who do you collect? Who do you collect? But it's interesting because just with me, with my personality, and I think it's important for the young collectors to ask themselves this before I get to who do you collect. I also like to know people, why do you collect? Because I think that your desires dictate your actions much of the time in just about anything. And so to me, it's why do you collect, then who do you collect, then how do you collect. So when people were coming down all the time to my man cave and different stuff and seeing all this, one thing I would always like to share with them, and some of y'all have been here and seen it, but one thing I always say is this is not a throne room to Jimmy, or it's not a throne room. It's a gathering place to meet and share, and surrounded by things that remind you of stories. I collect because I grew up in a state where basketball is very important. I mean, Kentucky and Louisville and Kentucky are much like Alabama, Auburn, and Alabama, where you don't have pro teams and you don't have the coast and you don't have huge cities and things like that. I mean, Louisville and Lexington are big, but by most standards, not huge. But to me, it's interesting because I collect because it's just a piece of that history of that program that even I got to work for just a little bit. That was so fun and amazing. And I left it on my own accord, but I loved those times. And the history that goes through the state and so on. For me, that's why do I collect? I collect because I'm a proud Kentuckian. And I am a proud Kentucky basketball fan. I'm not one that, I mean, yeah, there are teams I don't want to win, especially against us, but I've kind of got a mutual respect for all basketball. I've been to Cameron, I've been to the Dean Dome, I've been to Final Fours when other teams won and things like that. And I just kind of love it all. So I just like having little pieces of college basketball, even if it's not my team. It's like ice cream, and my favorite flavor is Kentucky, but I kind of love all ice cream. Um, so to me, it's, well, why do you collect? And what I tell people a lot of times, and you all have seen on these videos, if this collection goes to zero market value, $0 on eBay, you can't get anything. Would I still come down in this room and be like, man, I love being in this room? Because I do love being in this room. And I would. I really would. And it's funny because, like, I've got a couple nice Kobe Bryants, but I've sold most. I've only got 2 Tom Brady's. They're nice, but sold most. Got 3 Mike Trouts. They're nice, but never really chase any Trouts. And that all filters back to why do I collect? And I like having good cards of other guys, but there's usually something about them that I really dig. And it's not just to have them. Oh yeah, you want to see my huge Mike Trout collection? No, I'd rather go spend my money on the joy of opening boxes and getting maybe a Kentucky guy. I don't treat this as an investment, a business decision. It's become that. But, and I've got Jordans and LeBrons and things like that, but it's because I grew up with Jordan and I love watching LeBron. They happen to be good investments. I've also got Jeff Shepard on the wall over here, who's worth about $40 maybe as a flawless card. To me, it's Why do you collect? I collect for these reasons. And then that goes down to a little bit. I see it a lot on my Instagram where people like, give me this, please give me this, or can I have this? And they're begging and pleading with all of their might. And it's like, if I'm collecting for my own memories and state pride or just to create something that I really enjoy, I never feel the necessity to go and plead with somebody to give me something. Even if it's of that state, because it's like, I want to represent this thing I love to collect well. I don't want to be grabbing at someone's ankle, on their pants leg as they're dragging along saying, please give me this Kentucky card or please give me this LeBron. It's like, no, no, no. I don't collect just to get. I also want to get it in the right way. I want it to be a journey to get that thing. I want it to be some work behind it, and that's fun. Not that I don't like gifts. I've been sent plenty of them. But then the reason that's special is because the person took the time to do that. And they took the time to go and think of, man, I wonder what Jimmy would like. Oh, dude, that's why it's special to me. I've got Bam Adebayo cards, but this one Jane M sent me, or Gator Collector sent, or somebody sent this to me and took the time to do that. That's why that one's special, not just because it's a Kentucky player. So I always like to remind people of what they're doing and why they're doing it. If I can try and make you think, because you can't take all this stuff with you when you're gone. And that's why I do love to give stuff away, because it's not just hoarding. Yes, I do. I go after and gather lots of Kentucky players, but I feel like I'm quick to give some of those away. And I've talked with some people too where they're like, well, one day when I get to you, I'll start giving a lot away. No, wait, because it's hard and I had to train myself to do it. But you got, just when you get a lot of stuff, if you're not used to giving, you're not going to give when you got a lot of stuff either. You're going to think about getting the next thing, you get the next thing. And it's giving and sacrificing without thinking of something in return really does. It's going to hurt your wallet, or it's going to hurt your ego, or something like that. Or you're going to take it. It's not going to hurt necessarily, but it's going to take something away. That's the true nature of giving something to somebody. Where if you give somebody a great deal or give this card away, and somebody later it's like, oh, do you have one of those? I heard it shot up in price. And you're like, man, I gave it away. I gave away a Jordan 9 86-87 Fleer to a guy that I see at the card shop all the time, and it was his dream card. And then it went up like $5,000 in cost. You know what? Yeah, you go, oh man. But you know what? It was given freely. And I know it's in the right place. I know it. I know it with all my heart. So it's okay. It's okay that is now X amount, blah, blah, blah. So if you know how you collect, and you know who you collect, knowing why helps kind of steer you down the path of the other two. You might go for singles one year, or patch autos one year, or 101s one year. All that's awesome. I know guys that do all kinds, just patches or just 101s or whatever. That's awesome. Why do you do it? And then if you do it to share and have fun with other people and show and trade and display, then step back and say, okay, this is fun, but if I'm doing it to enjoy with other people, do I really need the fifth of this band? No, I'm going to send this to this guy, because that's going to make his year. And then it just gets better, and it gets better. And why you collect only just grows and grows, because then you see other people enjoy it and love it like you do, or they love a card the way you did when you were younger, or you do now. Like me with these flawless things, I felt like I was 8. I was acting like I was 8. But then you give it away, and I can't recommend it enough. And I know if you don't have a lot, it's easy to look at me and say, you've got all this, you can say that. And I always struggle with talking about me, because I don't want this to be about Jimmy. I want it to be about the hobby. But start giving little things now that you can afford to give, and you will see that is the greatest feeling and the best part of this hobby. And you will see that the great thing is if you transfer that love to others, which I've gotten letter after letter and DM after DM of that. And it's only because somebody taught me. Because the greatest things in life are truly the greatest things must be transferable, right? It can't die with the charisma or the collection or the finances of that person. You want it to be something that is passed on and taught. I mean, if you look at the great leaders, look on any issue, take something as trivial as cards and memorabilia out of it. You don't want civil rights to die with Martin Luther King Jr., that leader. You want somebody to pick up the mantle. He would want someone to pick it up and carry it on. You know, you don't want things that are great and that you think are great to just be tied to your level of interest in them or your ability to promote them. If it's something you really love and you think is right, you want to go tell everybody, right? You want to share it and be like, look, man, you got to do this. This is right. So that's what I'm trying to do is, yeah, I got a lot. I didn't start that way. I started like many of y'all. But don't be afraid to let pieces of it go and see how that spreads. And it will absolutely fertilize the love of your joy and of the hobby as you do that. And I think you'll find that to be true. So ask yourself the question, why do I collect? And then who do you collect? And then how do you collect? And those can shift over time. Those are a lot of fun. But usually the why stays the same. I'm super juiced. These flawless are amazing. Bam, which I love. Which is jersey number. And I actually think it's kind of cool because it's Kentucky. And I usually don't like the red with the Kentucky stuff, but with the heat. So that kind of works out. Anthony Davis, I love the sapphire blue on these cards with the fox, the monk, the cat, go big blue, Joby Hall, go big blue. I'm just having a ball with this stuff. I've got to go build some care packages. I've been asking some of the guys that I'm going to send to and looking at their Instagram, trying to figure out how I want to do it. But that's just something I take a long time to do, but I would suggest doing, because if you put some thought into it and not just grab a bunch of cards and put into it, that can mean more to people than you would think that it would. So I'm trying to do it right. It always takes me forever. People are like, I'm checking the mail every day. I'm like, don't check the mail every day. Hang out. Just wait. It's coming. Let me get some time. But it's coming for some of those folks. And I know the ones that I know have spent time and effort and energy on sending stuff to me. It will be cherished forever. And I will pass it down as well. But I hope y'all are doing great. I'm staving off packing up the card room as long as I can. I don't have a new house to move to. I'm starting my job at Camp Seagull. I'm on the way. I've been down there a ton. This is the first time I've been in the house in 2.5 weeks, and I've got to go do some recruiting here a little bit this week, and then I get home after that after Thanksgiving for a while. But you guys rock. You girls rock. I love how many girls are in this hobby, and I'm sure some of them have been reluctant at times to say that they're girls, but don't be. You'll meet some jerks out there for sure, but they're jerks to the guys too. Let us do what we can to, help out, not as like a weaker member of the hobby, but as a partner in this. Hey, let me hear your perspective. I always want to hear I ask my wife all the time, what do you see that I'm not seeing? Tell me how you hear this, or you don't see, or you see this differently than me. And that's always cool. And I love like the girls that I've gotten to know in the hobby. They're like, have you ever thought of this? I'm like, I have not thought of that. I'm a moron. That is brilliant. Thank you. So just take care of each other. It sounds like Springer, I know, but and the stuff that comes back is just remarkable. It has been remarkable in my life. All right, I'm going to go put some Prism football in a book and do some more Flawless online, maybe. Who knows? I'm all excited. I can't stand it. Y'all be good, and I will holler at you soon. Why do you collect is a good one to ask yourself. All right, have a great one.